Today we're going to study must-know J-pop artists. I know usually we only talk about K-pop in my channel, but I also really enjoy J-pop, and if you've been following through with me, you would know my favorite artist of all time in my life is Fujii Kaze. So I wanted to have a special section today where we talk about J-pop artists that I enjoy and you must listen to. And I already know, even if we spend a long time today talking about this, I'm probably not going to be able to mention every single artist because J-pop is not a small genre. It's one of the biggest genre in the world. So for me to be able to mention every single artist, it's going to take us forever. And even some artists that I listen to and I like, I might forget. But I'll try to at least mention the most famous ones so that anyone who doesn't know J-pop and they want to get into J-pop, then we could introduce them. Oh, you should try these artists. Starting with, who do you think should be mentioned first when you talk about J-pop in 2026? I'm surprised there's a lot of Ado. Ado's great, but guys, the king, the absolute Michael Jackson, the king of J-pop is Yonezu Kenshi. It's Yonezu Kenshi. He is the top male soloist in J-pop history, in my opinion. Well, not in my opinion, objectively. He has very famous songs like Lemon, Anoi no Kanashimi Sae. He has Kickback, you know the Chainsaw Man? Yes. He also has Loser, he has Flamingo. He has so many good songs. His musical spectrum is really wide. It wouldn't be a lie to say almost all J-pop artists in our generation has been influenced by Yonezu Kenshi. I feel like Yonezu Kenshi's charm is songwriting. He has good voice. He is also very multi-talented. Did you know that Yonezu Kenshi also draws the album art for his own albums? So he also has visual talent, he has singing talent, but most importantly, the songs he writes, in my opinion, I'm gonna mention later, but similar to Vaundy, where they're able to cross different multiple genres and then show different charms. As in, you know how there are artists where most of their songs strive for same emotions? Meanwhile, there's artists who show different emotion in every single song. In that sense, Yonezu Kenshi's song, some of them are very uplifting and happy. I think Lady is one of them. Lady, honey. Meanwhile, there's sad ones like Lemon. There's also sort of quirky ones like Kamjon. I don't know what the English title is. Electrocuted? I don't know what the English title for some of these are. He has so many good ones. At the same time, what's really weird is when I first started listening to J-pop, I didn't understand why he was so hyped. But then, if you sort of keep listening to his music, I actually feel the same sensation as Kenshi. What I mean by that is, you know how in America, the Asian American music scene, I actually feel like it's dominated by Kenshi. The pie isn't as big as the J-pop pie, but almost everyone tries to make music like Kenshi, and Kenshi makes the standard music. But at the same time, when I first listened to Kenshi, my impression was this: it's good, but like, I don't get why he's all that hype. And then you listen more and more, and you realize they have a really deep charm. I feel the same way with Yonezu Kenshi. When I first heard it, I was like, sounds like typical J-pop. Isn't everything kind of like this? You know why? He is the J-pop. That's why when you listen to his song for the first time, you feel like, oh, isn't this just J-pop? Because he's the center. And I feel like in J-pop, this is probably the most famous duo. Duo isn't too common in the music world, at least in our generation. I feel like YOASOBI is the next runner-up for must-know J-pop artists. So YOASOBI has a lot of anime openings. Obviously, you guys probably know the song Idol from, what's that anime's English name? Your favorite idol? Oshinoko. Sorry. And then also Running Through the Night. They have so many songs. And you know how I said Yonezu Kenshi? In my opinion, Yonezu Kenshi songs are very different. YOASOBI songs, I hope none of the fans are too offended by this, have a same charm in each song. If you hear a YOASOBI song, because it's produced by the same producer, it's with one guy and one girl. I think it's Ikura and I'm so sorry. What's the guy's name? Ayase? I think it is. Anyway, but because it's produced by the same person, it continuously gives the same energy. I actually think it's really important that there is a consistent color in an artist, and YOASOBI songs always have. I personally listen to YOASOBI so much, and they also have really wide discography, and they also make songs so fast. Sometimes one of the best musicians in the world actually makes music faster than the unprofessional people like me. So they come back with so many great music so fast. And they really fit the J-pop that goes into anime. My personal favorite that I would recommend from YOASOBI is their opening to Witch Watch. It's an anime, and that opening song is really my type. Next one is the one that you guys all mentioned. I think this artist became extremely popular over the years. As in, from what I remember, this artist wasn't that big. They were kind of like a rising newbie, but now I think they're globally one of the top, is Ado. When I first heard Ado's music for the first time, I actually thought, is this real? Because Ado type of vocal is one of a kind. Not just in J-pop, but almost in the world. Obviously, there's other artists who kind of sing in that harsh style, but her tone is so unique and her singing style is so unique. It's hard to even explain. You have to try listening to her music. And also, her age, I think she's 19 now? I forgot. She's extremely young. When she came out with her song Dance, I think she was 17. It's crazy. Actually crazy. A lot of these J-pop artists are so young that it makes me rethink about my life. She's also one of those artists who hasn't opened her face yet. She hasn't done a full face reveal. If you come from American music background, you'll be like, huh? Like, why aren't they showing their face? The only people in American music field that I feel like commonly doesn't show face is people who wear masks, kind of like Marshmello. You know how those DJs, they work with the fancy looking mask? They kind of use it as a character. Meanwhile, in J-pop, there's a lot of singers, because J-pop is so closely connected with anime world and Utaite world. She had a face reveal recently. I think that face reveal was like a low-key face reveal. I saw it, but it wasn't like a full-on face reveal, right? But yeah, her songs are great. She also did a song for One Piece. I personally think Dance is still one of my favorite songs for her. And I'm just so shocked by her vocal ability. I also know that she does a lot of live stream. I think she does like radio or live stream. And she reacts to her own concert and stuff. She has a very cute personality. She freaks out a lot. Yes, she's funny. She's definitely funny. And now, どこにいたの探してたよ連れてって My man 満ちてゆく My love of my life, my man Fujii Kaze. Oh my god. Where do I start? I personally don't want to marry a woman who can't understand the charm of Fujii Kaze. Did you know that I am not joking about this? So even if they're a little bit less attractive, if they like Fujii Kaze, then they're 10 out of 10 for me. Broski is in love with him. Love isn't enough to describe the relationship between me and Fuji. This is not love. It's more closer to worship. I can't put him on the same level as mere human like me. And Fuji is God. Where do I start? First of all, you just need to listen to it. But Fujii Kaze is one of those artists that came from cover music. He first time had YouTube channel and he started uploading music. Maybe you might have seen some of his covers. He put on like fancy hat looking, funny hat, and he would sing Plastic Love. He was saying Marunochi, Sadistic. And after he prepared and built up with the cover songs, he debuted and he started releasing his songs. I actually think all of these people that mentioned is all musical genius, but he is especially musical genius. He also won a bunch of awards in recent Japan's Music Award. There's a new award in Japan called Japan's Music Award, Asian something. And for 2 years in a row, he has won the awards. He also won the award for the best album, Prema. Oh, sorry. He also has very handsome face, attractive face. He's very free in his style. His song is actually very un-J-pop. Among all the J-pop artists that we're gonna listen to and, talk about today, most of them come from Vocaloid background. Yonezu Kenshi, YOASOBI, Ado, all of these people's music are heavily connected to Utaite, anime, Vocaloid. It's very connected to there. Did I tell you? Yonezu Kenshi used to be Vocaloid producer. By the way, the reason why I didn't mention all of these small details is because if I start talking about it, we're gonna have to sit here for 6 hours, so I'm just trying to do a little bit at a time. But Fujii Kaze, in comparison, comes from American music background. He grew up listening to American music that his father played him, and as a result, his favorite musician is Michael Jackson. So you could hear in his music, it's like a little bit of mix of America's music in the 90s alongside with the J-pop's influence, and he actually makes a lot of ballad songs, which is not common. It's very hard for a ballad type of songs to hit the charts, but he really just walks his own path and he makes his art. He is my love of my life. Grace, Grace, Grace. Anyway, I love Fujii. I feel like I have to move on, or else I could talk about Fujii. In fact, I could sit here whole day and talk about Fujii Kaze. This group, did you know, is actually killing the charts in Japan right now. Internationally, I actually feel like they're a little bit underrated. Some of you guys saying "and team." I swear, I said they're killing the charts. The answer is Mrs. Green Apple. Have you guys ever heard of their name? They're a rock band. I believe they're a 3-man rock band. And they have a lot of famous songs. They have Lilac. They have... My personal favorite from Mrs. Green Apple is Dance Hall. Iskate daijoubu, kono sekai ga dance horu. But anyway, they have so many hit songs. And did you know? They are endlessly hitting #1 in Japan. They're so famous. So famous. And the main vocalist is inhumanely good at singing. Later, I'm gonna mention the artist that's inhumanely good at singing. Another one that comes into mind immediately is Satoshi from Higedan. But Mrs. Green Apple's main vocalist, I forgot his name because I'm not too into Mrs. Green Apple. But it's amazing. His range, his vocal performance, his live singing, he goes like, ah, and then goes to what, 3-octave G or something. Crazy. If you are someone who likes anime music, then you 100% know they also have a very consistent color in their songs, similar to YOASOBI, but even stronger. Because, you know, if it's a band, then you are already sort of restricted in the band format. So as a result, not only do they have band music, but they always talk about youth and bright, happy, has a very same energetic vibe, which matches so well with a lot of the anime opening. And next one. This artist is also one of a very close friend of Fujii Kaze. He is also one of the geniuses in the J-pop field. If you like J-pop, you probably have at least one of his songs in your playlist. He is Vaundy. So Vaundy is a true singer-songwriter. The ones I mentioned earlier, I would say the closest one to Vaundy is Yonezu Kenshi, but Vaundy has even wider range of music. When I first heard Vaundy's music, I couldn't believe the person who sang Odoriko is the same person who sang the song Kaiju, who sang the song Kurara Nane Aide. Sorry, I don't know the titles too well. But every single, he also has most famous song, which is Tokyo Flash. Tokyo Flash, Kimi no Mega. Every single one of his songs is in different genre. It's almost to the point where it feels inconsistent that you don't even know what the next song he's gonna make is gonna be. He's just so genius that he's able to make every genre that fits the moment. He's able to make the typical standard J-rock as well as more R&B-ish. Like, he has so wide of range. Obviously, have to mention, his vocal ability is also one of the top. One of the best vocalists. He has a very, very attractive voice. Going next, I really like this band. And this band's name is Official DANdism. Have you heard the song Goodbye, Kimi no ume ga boku no ko janai, suragedo iramenai. Official DANdism is a band. They're similar to Mrs. Green Apple in the sense that they're a band, and they're a group of guys who used to be a salaryman, but then they decided to gather up together and start music. And they're now one of the top bands in Japan right now. 4 members. The main vocalist is Satoshi. He has insane vocal range and vocal performance. I don't understand how he's able to sing so high and so good. And a lot of their song, if you listen to their lyrics, is really emotional. The other artists I mentioned also had great lyrics, but DANdism's lyric has sort of a it makes you cry. It has a ring that shakes your heart a little bit. I've covered a few of their songs, but you guys know my voice is never fit for high range songs. So whenever I want to sing their songs, I have to lower 6 keys. I have to almost lower an octave for me to sing their song. I like Mixed Nuts. Obviously Pretender. The issue is Pretender is such a good song, but it's overplayed because it's so good. Even I overplayed it in my own playlist. I don't listen to it anymore. It's also inspired by Steingate. I don't know if you guys ever watched that anime. And they're also subtitle. I also like Laughter. That's my recent favorite. There's so many. In my opinion, they also have a really strong in-album song. As in, it's not just the top singles that are very good. They also have a lot of non-famous songs that is really good as well. So you should check out their music. Official DANdism. Anyone who might not know, Dan is bearded guy. So it's like official bearded guy DISM is what their name means. Next one. You guys ever heard of band King Nu? It's spelled with G and U, King Nu. I feel like Western audience sometimes don't know about them too well, but King Nu is very, very artistic. They have an underground vibe, but then they also cross over to main alternative rock. They go through all range as a band. The main vocalist, here's the thing. This is like a little bit of side note. The main vocalist is a little weird. He's a little bit of a weirdo in terms of personality. But in terms of music, he is such a cool artist. Let's not mention his personality. But yeah, King Nu, I think the most famous song is that one. Or if you watch Jujutsu Kaisen, you guys remember the opening that goes like, "You are my special." That one is also King Nu. Next one. This is also very popular in Japan, but US audience doesn't know them too well. Have you guys heard J-pop artist Aimyon? Aimyon is the most standard singer-songwriter in J-pop. Also, from the list, this is the first female solo artist. Imagine Taylor Swift of Japan. Imagine IU of Japan. You know how each country there is a female singer-songwriter that is hitting the charts #1? In Japan, that position is Aimyon. She has cute face, amazing voice, and her songwriting. You know, when it comes to singer-songwriter, their most required talent is what? Singing and songwriting. Her songwriting is one of the best. Her most famous song from what I know is You Don't Listen to Rock, or maybe the 바라노 하나모 나이요 고랬다사 나라따나사라사나라. I think the title is 아이오 시대쿠, something like that. I forgot the exact title. They even have a song that talks about you like big-breasted girl or something like. I swear she has a song about a breast or something. Like, she has all kind of song. Her songwriting range is really wide. But yeah, you have to check out her music. And this band is the band that I'm most into as of right now. If you watch my stream, then you will know I've been playing their music non-stop. It's Back Number. Back Number is, from what I know, three-man band, and they have one of the best bangers right now. They have Christmas song, they have Heroine, they have Hanako-san, they have 수평선, they have 시아와세. They have so many bangers and bangers. Please, if you like sort of emotional loser-like love song, they are the one. They deliver this loser-like feeling so well. This is not too common in America. In America, everyone is so proud. Everyone is so handsome and they love themselves so much. But in Asia, there's this concept that is very popular. Is that not popular guy singing to their crush that they can never get their feelings to. Kind of like a loser's song. And in J-pop, if you ask who is the biggest loser in J-pop, it's Back Number. Back Number music always talks about a girl that they can't get, or maybe like a very wholesome love. As a loser myself, I love the lyrics of Back Number. But please check them out. Their songs are bangers. Alright, so those were what I kind of thought were the big names that we must know. But that's so little bit. We haven't mentioned so many. For example, how about Eve? Eve, in my opinion, is the biggest and the most attractive J-pop singer right now. And once we go into this field of people, I don't know exactly what the word is, but they don't show their face. Again, you know how I mentioned Ado earlier? In the same sense, these artists don't show their face. Instead of showing their face, they show their character, or most of their music video is in animation. And Eve, his most popular song is the Jujutsu Kaisen opening. Give me your harate, give me your harate. But I'll be honest, I don't like the fact that that's his most played song, because he has so many other good songs beside that one. I personally got into Eve with the song Anoko Secret. And another song that I like from him, you should just, if you have a free time, check out his music videos, because for him, not only is the music good, but also every single animation that is coming with his music is so high quality. He has the highest quality animation that comes with every single song. And also, like I mentioned, Eve kind of has a self-replicating sensation. By the way, I'm not saying this is bad. Eve is so unique in his colors that you could recognize Eve's song just by the melody. There's a particular melody that he always liked to refer to. I think another one that is really famous for him is Dramaturgy. But at the same time, I don't understand. The songs that are very famous from him is actually the ones that I don't listen to as much. I really like the advertisement song he did for Kana Chocolate. That one's really nice as well. So good. Eve also used to be a cover singer. I think the word is utaete. And he used to upload different, Hatsune Miku and different covers. Those ones are also bangers. And another one that I have to mention is my boy. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but did you know I'm mutually following with my boy? It's you heard of Imase? とてもいいような夜だけどどよめききらめきと Yeah, my boy Imase, we were mutually following. Yeah, because when I sang his song, Night Dancer, it did really well, and he followed me back as well. So we have a tight relationship. You could go check it out. Check out on the Instagram. Yeah, dragging and milking it. Well, it's there. Did you know that I go into my Instagram once in a while and check the following list to see if he is still following me? Because I'm afraid he might have deleted me. Did you know that he actually even watches my close friend story? This is not a joke. I'm being serious. I check and he watches them even now. Recently I haven't seen, but last time I posted a food or something like a Genshin Impact screenshot, he saw it. Right now, I think he's taking a break from music. He also uploaded a single recently. But Imase is very unique artist. He utilizes falsetto. His style of singing is one of a kind. Most artists use chest voice or, more of a typical sound. But Imase used very thin, higher end. And his production, he's also self-producing. Very, very unique. There's a Imase song. I forgot what the title is, but it goes like There's really underrated songs from Imase that people should check out. Not just Night Dancer. Night Dancer is good, but there's so many I have to still mention. But here's some J-pop artists that aren't this generation, but I feel like we should know. Have you guys ever heard Utada Hikaru? I guess you guys call it Hikaru Utada. She is one of the most iconic J-pop female singer. She's the person who sang First Love, and she has sung Automatic, One Last Kiss, Traveling. I think she is sort of a diva. I don't know exactly what the right word to describe her is. If you listen to J-pop, you have to at least know that she exists. Oh yeah, she also sang Jane Doe in the recent Chainsaw movie. But I feel like compared to her achievements, the Chainsaw one is not as significant. You guys probably know of Utada Hikaru, but have you heard of Sheena Ringo? I really feel like there's a disparity between American audience versus Asian audience when it comes to acknowledging J-pop artists. You have to check out Sheena Ringo. Sheena Ringo is... I feel like this is disrespect to Sheena Ringo if I say this, but imagine Lady Gaga, Kanye West, Beyonce. She's an icon. Her musical geniusness is unapproachable. Obviously, one of the most famous J-pop songs in the world is from her is Marunochi Sadistic. You might have heard that song. Tokyo shadow but sorry, I'm like forgetting the lyrics. I don't know how to speak Japanese. Her most insane song in my opinion is Jinseiwa Yume. It's a song called Life is Dream. Wow, I don't even know how many times I got shivers listening to that song. Every time I listen to that song, and then like even talking about it, I don't know if you guys see it, but my hands literally shiver up. I could see the furs on my arm literally going up. Insane. That's not only, she was also part of this band called Tokyo Jihen, and they are one of the best band in Japan's history. I really like a song, Long and Short Summer Night. Oh my gosh, I don't know these titles in English. But it's a song that goes like but that one is great. So please check out Sheena Ringo. Now, you know, J-pop in my opinion is big field that is majority populated by the utaite scene. So the cover artists who come from Vocaloid and anime background, and there's a big scene of rock band. These two combined is, in my opinion, J-pop. Now, we have to acknowledge a little bit more of the band scene. Who do you think has one of the most popular band music in Japan historically? This has been #1 in Korea's karaoke chart for years. You guys probably can't think of their name right away, but for sure you know them. You guys ever watch anime Your Name? You guys ever watch Suzume? You guys ever watch Weathering With You? Who sang all of those Shinkai Makoto's movie songs? It's RADWIMPS. RADWIMPS, okay. It's kind of disrespectful for me to summarize RADWIMPS' accomplishment with just Shinkai Makoto's movie, but at the same time, it is a really big part. RADWIMPS is undoubtedly one of the most popular bands in Japan, as well as in Korea. I would say my favorite song from them is 보ku wa tai kurai wa toki no hazuna kai toki no nandemo nai ya. And I also really like Grand Escape. Wonok Rock, I think they're also really popular in American market. And another one that is really popular, Bump of Chicken. Yes, I know they have a lot of popular songs. It's kind of funny. Like American audience really like Wonok Rock. This one is a idol-ish electronic group, Perfume. Yes, Perfume is also must know, and I think this is a little more recent. Sakanaction has a lot of good songs. I think they give off a very retro vibe, but I think they're also one of the very recent artists that came up recently. I cannot leave out, have you guys heard Ayumu Imazu? I actually don't understand why he's not getting as much acknowledgement. Ayumu Imazu has to be acknowledged, has to be. He has so many bangers. I really feel like the world is kind of sleeping on him. Yes. He also dances crazy, which is so rare because in J-pop, no one dances. You know how K-pop, everybody dances? Meanwhile, in J-pop, nobody dances. So it's kind of a little bit sad that he's not getting his stage. He's kind of an all-rounder. He's good at singing, he's good at dancing, everything. He's also handsome looking as well. I'm gonna start reading what's in the chat one at a time because I feel like I might not be able to recall them, but when you mention it, then I'll know. Natori. Natori is extremely young, upcoming genius singer-songwriter. You guys probably know songs like Propose or Overdose. I think Natori, his voice is so... is such a handsome anime boy. So his voice is a little bit on the shakier side, but that shakiness, it gives him that position of anime character boy who is a little bit shy but also handsome. Yeah, his voice has that, and his songwriting is insane. Another one that we must mention, thank you so much for mentioning, SEKAI no OWARI. I would have died if I ended this without mentioning SEKAI no OWARI. SEKAI no OWARI is also a band kind of similar to, I would say, official DANdism, but if you start looking into SEKAI no OWARI's lore, they're basically a group of friends that grew up together. Well, some of them, they later scouted. And then this main guy, he was mentally sick. He went to mental hospital. He came back and he decided I should do music. And then he got with his childhood friend, and then he gathered up other people and they sing about these fantasy world things. Oh my god. The vocalist has a very high tone male boyish sound. I would say kind of similar to Eve. Eve and SEKAI no OWARI's vocalist, they all have this J-pop young male high vocal tone. This vocal doesn't exist in America. Do you guys agree? It just doesn't. I don't know why. It doesn't even exist in Korea either. The vibe that RADWIMPS and SEKAI no OWARI they give, this youthful vibe, is really unique to J-pop itself. I'm pretty sure there's other great artists in other countries, but it's such a charm that you can't really feel well outside of J-pop. So a lot of people who enjoy J-pop probably can't leave J-pop because of this particular sensation of that youthful nostalgia. You guys ever heard of a Japanese band called Lamp? They have a very artistic, alternative kind of music. Wow. I really like their first album. And I used to think Lamp was a really old band, like from the 70s, because of how they packaged their album art. But then, a few years ago, one of the homies said, "Hyosang, I DM'd Lamp," and they replied back. I realized, oh, not only are they alive, but they're very active. Another one in the line of Lamp that we should mention is Ichiko Aoba. Wow. Ichiko Aoba songs like SEKAI no, or my personal favorite is her cover of Kanashimi no Lucky Star. If you see my stream, you will know I sing that song every day. Moshikashite kimi wa lucky star. Ichiko Aoba's vocal is so unique and so good. Unbelievable. It's also, you might think of like Mitsuki in America, but the vibe that singers like Mitsuki give in the US compared to Ichiko Aoba, there's a different cultural background. It's also like the language difference gives off a different sensation. On the line of Ichiko Aoba, my personal favorite in terms of Japanese female singer is Aoi Teshima, but I don't think anyone knows her too well. Maybe you guys might have heard the song that goes like Donguri o tadotte mo tsukimasen Mori no chisana restaurant. That's Aoi Teshima. Aoi Teshima, I personally think, is a better singer than, or as good of a singer as Ichiko Aoba. I'm so sorry I haven't mentioned Yorushika. Sorry, Yorushika, ZUTOMAYO, Yuika. There's so much more. By the way, they're literally as famous as the people that I mentioned earlier, like Yonezu Kenshi. They're on the same level. I don't know, it's just that I wasn't able to mention all of them. Yorushika especially, I like their recent music. Like they were also good with their previous music, but their style changed a little bit recently. I think there's a song called Rubato. I like that one a lot. I also see Tuki. You guys ever heard of a Japanese artist called Tuki? You ever heard of Akasaki? Akasaki? These are, or I think there's also Agumo. They're the uprising TikTok singers. I'm not saying TikTok singers in like a bad sense, but they're very young. They're barely 16, 17, turning 19, and they make music and they post on TikTok and they go viral. Basically geniuses from young age, and some of their songs are great. You guys keep mentioning Lisa. Can I be honest? I actually know that she's really famous. At the same time, I don't really listen to Lisa that much. I'm sorry. I know she is in a lot of famous songs like the Demon Slayer song and all that, but I guess her vocal style isn't as my type. Like Tsuki's 16? That's crazy. Oh, on the line, Sasane? I guess she can now join that line of upcoming young Japanese singer. You know the song that goes like Moshi moshi kikoeteru Tempa tempa kai tempa. Oh, sorry. Creepy Nuts? Yes, has to mention. You guys also mentioned Team a lot and groups like Hana or XG. The reason why I didn't initially mention these guys are these are Japanese artists, but I feel like their nature is closer to K-pop. I'm not saying that's bad. Psychic Fever, that's another one. They don't say they don't claim that they're K-pop because, you know, they don't necessarily sing Korean songs. But at the same time, I feel like with groups like Cat's Eye or Santos Bravos or, you know, all of these international groups, their motive is K-pop idol group. even though they might not claim themselves as idol, I think it follows very similar structure. Also the musically. So in that sense, I think they're great. But I also do think they're on a little bit separate line. Atarashi Gakko, Baby Metal, I know they're famous. I don't really listen to them. Deco 27. And then we could go into this whole era of producers. You know, you guys know Hatsune Miku? Okay, for anyone who might not know, Hatsune Miku is a Vocaloid. She's not a real person. She's a Vocaloid program, and a lot of producers use the Vocaloid program to make music, but she's also a character, the blue hair character. Everyone is influenced by Hatsune Miku. Supercell, Ryo, Hachi, which is now Yonezu Kenshi, Ayase from YOASOBI, n-buna from Yorushika, Eve, ZUTOMAYO, Ado, like all these people stem from Hatsune Miku. Hatsune Miku is like Mother Maria, if that makes sense. I think she's overrated. Hatsune Miku, she can't be overrated, as in everybody in the scene comes from Hatsune Miku. Does that make sense? Like without Hatsune Miku, no Yonezu Kenshi, no Ado, no Eve, no Yorushika, no YOASOBI. Like if you take all of it, like what is left in J-pop? Then we're only gonna be left with J-rock. They basically opened up a new era for J-pop music. Previously, there was none of these J-pop that we know now. Who else have I not mentioned? Oh, you guys ever heard of Yamashita Tatsuhiro? Wow, I forgot to mention some of the older artists. Oh my god. If you like city pop, then you have to know Yamashita Tatsuhiro. He is the father of Japanese city pop, as well as Maria Takeuchi. You guys know Plastic Love. Well, she's not too famous beside that song, but I think they're married together from what I know. That whole city pop era, great artist. Who's that? Love is Prison? I forgot the artist's name. There's also Seiko. There's so many. My brain is overloading right now. But with these artists, I know more of their songs than them as an artist. Mafu, Canaria, Halikali. I know only one song. Na 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 no tenai. Ooh, that one. Milk, I do know. Oh my god, we didn't mention Hoshino Gen. Oh, that's actually a criminal behavior. Hoshino Gen is the most famous soloist. Hoshino Gen is also, you know, a song for Spy Family. He has so many songs beside the ones I just sang right now. Personal mentions. I like Giga, the producer. I also like Tak, even though he's Korean. I also enjoy Mitchie M. He's a producer for Vocaloid. I also like Nanahira, Dazubi. I don't know if you guys ever heard of these. Nami-rin. These are cover singers, yeah. I listen to Dazubi song almost every day. Kiko. I think Chanmina. I don't listen to that line of music. I'm kind of unaware of J hip-hop. Takayan. Shisamo, Chelmiko, 1 or 8? I haven't heard. Oh, someone mentioned Goose House. I like Goose House. Go Vanilla. With the ones that are being mentioned in chat right now, I actually don't know. I'm sorry if I, am a little bit lacking in my J-pop knowledge. My apologies. These are the ones I mentioned are the ones that I listen to. The ones I'm not mentioning is the one I haven't heard the music. Some of them I know the name, but I don't know their music too well. So oh my gosh, how did nobody mention Yuri? Guys, how? Oh my god, guys, I'm telling you, there are ones that are literally criminal for us to not mention. We have to talk about Yuri. Yuri is literally one of the best singer in J-pop. He's literally one of the best. Like, calm down, girl. No, this is literally as if we're talking about K-pop without mentioning like Big Bang. Like, it's that level. Like, I'm being serious. There's a song called Leo. Literally, I cry. Oh, this singing is insane. I lost my voice and damaged my throat for several months because I wanted to sing like Yuri. So I sang really high and that destroyed my vocal cord. And it still hurts till nowadays. I don't know if anyone know, I like Sambo Master. Yuika Skidara? Yuika, I know Yuika. But I don't know if does she still make music? There's also Tomo, I think. Queen Bee. But alright, if I didn't mention any, please let me know. I might have just forgot to mention. Dish, yes. You Know Me, yes. Yes, I literally grew up listening to You Know Me's music. All my high school, I had a bunch of You Know Me and Psyche and all of those, like the SoundCloud producers. I used to listen to them 24/7. like, okay, this is not J-pop, but you guys know Snail's House? It's kind of criminal for me to not mention if I were to talk about that field, because he's literally the Michael Jackson of kawaii bass. You guys don't know Snail's House? Alright, I think this is good for today. Maybe we'll have another time we talk about J-pop artists. But thank you so much for watching.